Hey guys, I am here, coming at you with yet another episode of Pokemon Yellow, and in the last episode, we got two new team members. We got Porkchop and Warbeak joining the party, so we are really going to be wanting to train up both Porkchop just a little bit and Warbeak for sure, because Warbeak is only level 2, which is the lowest Pokemon you can catch. Right now, our Porkchop only knows Scratch and Leer, but we need another move on it in order for it to become a threat to the very first gym. So coming up this way, we are going to, looks like the old drunkard has finally gotten over his hangover. Now I've had my coffee now, and I feel great. Sure, you can go through. I'm sorry I was rude to you. I see you're using a Pokedex, and I see I've changed my accent since not being drunk. I'll show you how to catch Pokemon as my apology. Yeah, great. So yeah, we get a little Pokemon catching tutorial, even though we saw Oak do it in the beginning. Wild Rattata appeared in the middle of town. An old man used the Pokeball. That's the only title they give him, old man. No name, nothing special. Shoot, it was so close too, and he fails! Oh my gosh, that didn't work. I must be losing my touch. I've run out of Pokeballs too. I have to get some at the Pokemon Mart. Alright, so that's kind of another, indication. Hey, you can get Pokeballs at the Pokemart. But we all know that, and if you come right around here, our very first gym. This Pokemon gym is always closed. I wonder who the leader is. Well, I don't know who he is, but we're about to go give him the what for? He will receive his comeuppance, for he is the first gym leader. The gym's doors are locked. And then it boots us. Fantastic. So yeah, we can't actually go into this gym yet, but we might be able to get into it later. Wink, wink. So coming right along, we are now on Route 2. And in Route 2, you kind of still have your kind of garden variety Pokemon available to you. Again, I might just run into one or two, or not. I never have any kind of luck like that when I, actually want to get through the game without, explaining stuff or stopping to smell the roses. But no, as soon as I want to show Pokemon, none come up. But anywho, just real quick, Pokemon that can be found on that route are Rattata, Pidgey, Nidoran male, Nidoran female, only in yellow, and then Weedle and Caterpie, Weedle only in red, and Caterpie only in blue. Again, because there are 3 games, there are minor differences between those 3, but without further ado, let us head on into our next section, the Viridian Forest. Oh, it's a bop! Man, oh man, I love this music. I came here with some friends. They're out for Pokemon fights. See, again, they're not Pokemon battles, they're Pokemon fights. They want to fight. New encounters you can find here. Let's go and talk to this girl. Hi, do you have a Pikachu? No, I don't. And Lass wants to fight. And she's going to send out a Nidoran female at level 6. They just really up their game here. So, my God, the back sprites are hideous in this game. And these are the fixed ones. These are the fixed ones. There was red and blue, and these are the fixed ones. At least Pikachu looks decent, but of course, because he's the title character, they have to. So she's got a Nidoran female. But while we're battling this, because it's going to be a slow burn for sure, we are going to go over some of the Pokemon that can be found here. In all games, you can find Caterpies, and then in Pokemon Red and Blue, you can find Weedles and even Wild Pikachu. So Pikachu isn't even that special, but you can't find Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow. You can also find Pidgeys and even Pidgeotos in Pokemon Yellow, which is really interesting. You can find a actually evolved Pokemon this early on, quite a few levels below where it actually evolves too. So this is one of those instances where you can get a Pokemon that's evolved that technically you can't get evolved any other way, which is nice. Legally, that is. And Nidoran male is next. And look at it mean mugging us. So we're just gonna give it a Thunder Shock. And here we go. This is our first instance of a status condition. We paralyze that Nidoran. Paralyzed cuts speed in half and has a 50% chance, I believe, of rendering the Pokemon unable to move for their turn. And we get ourselves a critical hit. We're going to hit it, let the train deal with it, and take out the Nidoran male. and slurp up that sweet EXP. Oh no, really? Yes, really. I do have a Pikachu, and I destroyed you with him. Anywho, coming along up here, if you snake your way over here. Here we go with our first instance of a Caterpie. See, now this front sprite looks really, really good. Now, a Caterpie is a bug-type Pokemon. There's a bug-type Pokemon aren't exactly known for their brute strength. They're good at early-game Pokemon just because they evolve quickly, so you can kind of have like an edge. Caterpie evolves at level 7 and then again at level 10. But I really don't think Caterpie is really worth it. It evolves into a Metapod, which is kind of just a lump that uses Harden all the time. And then evolves into Butterfree at level 10, which is an interesting Pokemon, but I really don't recommend it too much, particularly with the first gym leader that's coming up. Anywho, coming along this way now. Oh, wait, if I'm not mistaken... Well, here we go. Here's an example of a Metapod. This is what your Caterpie evolves into. So don't. Now, Metapods are great Pokemon in the wild right now because while they're not great Pokemon, they are punching bags, meaning they will give you a massive amount of EXP and are great to grind on early game to get you ready for the first gym. Particularly for Warbeak, I think this is going to be great. The reason they give so much is because they use Harden all the time, and that can get really tedious and make battles go on forever. But because Warbeak starts out with Peck, which is flying move, super effective against bug types. I thought there was an item back there. My mistake. Ugh! Another Caterpie. And Warbeak grew to level 5 after I fed a Caterpie to it. Feeling good. Coming right along here. I ran out of Pokeballs to catch Pokemon with. You should carry extras. Very good advice, unless you're like me and you know exactly what Pokemon you're going to be getting, so you don't have to worry too much. Hey, you have Pokemon? Come on, let's battle them. Alright, finally the first instance of the proper term of a Pokemon fight, Pokemon battle, and it's against a bug catcher. And he's going to throw out a Caterpie, but level 7, that thing should be a Metapod. This dude's holding back. He's not letting his Caterpie evolve. But we should... Oh my gosh, it's a crit! But we should be able to take care of this thing still pretty easily. That did half damage, and we're only level 5, but that's another one of the advantages of having Warbeak on our team. On top of being the superior early bird Pokemon to Pidgey. And Bug Catcher's about to send out another Caterpie. No, I'll let Warbeak handle this too. And then we'll probably switch to Pork Chop, let Pork Chop get some experience because he's really going to be our all-star in the upcoming gym. And, ooh, I'm going to be safe. I do not need Warbeak passing out on us. I'm going to String Shot to lower our speed. One of the very interesting things about Gen 1, because they're still figuring everything out, your critical hits are tied to how fast your Pokemon is. So the faster the Pokemon, the more likely you're going to get a critical hit, which makes some Pokemon completely busted and others almost useless. No, Caterpie can't cut it, but I can cut your Caterpies with my beak. So moving right along, once Warbeak gets another level, then I'll switch it out. Yo, you can't jam if you're a Pokemon trainer. Wait, what? What's that supposed to mean? Unless I read that wrong. Bug Catcher wants to fight, and he's going to send out a Metapod. Awesome. So he sends out a punching bag for our Warbeak to handle. Only the greatest of Spearow warriors can topple a Metapod. Let's see if we can't get the 2-hit. Come on. Come on. Yes! Woo! Warbeak already paying dividends. Now see, you couldn't do that with a Pidgey. I guarantee it. And Warbeak's in level 7. Now he's going to send out a Caterpie. Sure, I'll switch out for Pork Chop. And an intimidating figure that Caterpie is. And, oh, serious, like, what even is that back sprite? What is it? It looks like a Hydra. Like, those are its 3 heads. Go ahead, cut one off, see what happens. PSA, please do not cut off your Mankey's limbs. But like seriously, like those aren't arms. Like all three of those look like tails. Like look at the one on the right. That's not even a fist. Like what is wrong? That is a broken limb. The Pokemon Center doesn't heal that. Anywho, of course the Caterpie is going to make this more tedious than it needs to be. But we come through victorious regardless. And Porkchop's going to gain some nice experience. And then a Metapod's going to come out. I'm going to leave Porkchop in, and then I'm going to switch out for Warbeak. Switch training is a good way to train up some of your weaker Pokemon. If you throw out a Pokemon, any Pokemon that has been in a battle will get experience from that battle. None of this EXP share stuff that goes on nowadays. And again, there's nothing against the whole like EXP share always being a thing. I don't have anything against that. It's just I think it makes the games like incredibly easy, and really like lowers kind of the skill threshold. But anywho, switch training is an effective method to get some of your weaker Pokemon up to snuff, without, you know, having to go back, you know, a couple routes to train them. And see, look at that, Porkchop grew to level 6, no problem. Huh? I ran out of Pokemon! Yeah, you did. I gotta go catch more. Moving right along, come up here and let us grab another potion. Whoa! And moving right along. That was a good reminder to switch Warbeak for Porkchop, so Porkchop can get a little bit of experience. And this guy sees us from like a heck of a long distance. I'm gonna be the best, like no one ever was. You just can't beat me. Want to bet, kid? So again, just another bug catcher. Again, as we kind of get, you know, more into the swing of things, if trainers, you know, don't throw out Pokemon that we haven't seen before, I'll probably start cutting out those. But because we're still early game and it's, you know, still new, and we get to see all of our Pokemon's precious, unique, we'll go with unique back sprites. I'll leave a few of these battles in, but as it goes on, if there's no new Pokemon, I'll probably cut those out too, because again, oh my gosh, this would be a heck of a long playthrough if I left all those in. However, I will make exceptions for, like, you know, special fights or gym trainers, you know, that kind of stuff. But anywho, another Caterpie fallen victim to my Warbeak, and a Metapod, sure. Again, we're gonna share the love in the EXP. Alright, switch right back on out to Warbeak, because this Metapod is the least threatening thing I have ever seen in my entire life. It used Harden. Surprise, surprise. I mean, then again, I mean, we use Peck. Surprise, surprise. Ooh, looky there. So this is a Metapod that actually evolved from a Caterpie. You don't see too many of those. Another fun fact about Gen 1, as you saw right there, even moves with like 100% accuracy, or like moves that will lower a stat that don't miss anymore nowadays, they actually have a fair chance of missing. Again, chalk it up to the weird programming. And oh boy, we living on the edge, boys. Yeah, I ain't risking nothing. I ain't going back to prison. I ain't going back to the Pokemon Center. And, okay, so we would have been fine, because the AI is not exactly set to being the very best, like no one ever was, as he so proclaimed. And with that, we'll take down the Metapod. And Warbeak grows to level 8. Brilliant! After all I did, what did you do? You evolved a Caterpie. Big whoop. Alright, so again, this is not nothing too complicated. It's not really like a puzzle or anything. It's a pretty straightforward path. Technically like kind of like a starter dungeon, if you will. I'll take out this Metapod real fast. And Porkchop grew to level 7. Woohoo! Moving our way right up. Inferior bird alert. Alright, just a quick little tussle there with the inferior bird. Come down here, there's another item waiting for you. And it's another potion. They're just handing these out like candy. Oh my gosh, we can't get enough. And anywho, we're almost out of here. One more battle forest. Hey, wait up, what's the hurry? To get out of this forest so I stop getting swarmed by Caterpies and Pidgeys. And all this dude's got is a Caterpie, but it's level 10, so even more shame to this kid. The last kid had a Caterpie that could have evolved into a Metapod, but he didn't. This one has one that could be a Butterfree at this point, which I honestly think would be like a great last battle for the, Viridian Forest saga. An interesting way to introduce you to, what your Caterpie could be. So yeah, always look forward, always look to the future. There's silver lining there. You may have a Caterpie, but darn it, one day you may have a crappy Caterpie, but darn it, one day it might be a crappy Butterfree, so there's that. Anywho, we'll make quick work of this. Pork Chop and Warbeak both getting some good experience. Hi, Give. You're good at this. Yeah, you bet I am. I've been playing Pokemon since before you were born. Oh, I'll tell you what. Rolling right along, we have come to the end of Viridian Forest. Sweet daylight. Oh, how I've missed you. And we come right out here onto Route... This is still Route 2, if I'm not mistaken. I almost said Route 3, but I'm pretty sure this is still Route 2. Anywho, move right along up here, and we have found ourselves Pewter City. Trainer 2. Oh, I thought it was gonna be the city sign. Ugh. But no. Anywho, we're gonna go right here into the Pokemon Center. Oh, look at that little Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff! Oh, it's gonna sing us a song. And if you talk to Pikachu after the song, he's sound asleep. And then he wakes up real fast. Alright, so welcome to our Pokemon Center. Yeah, we know the drill. Heal my Pokemon. I don't pay my taxes, so I don't get free Poke healthcare. You never see any human hospitals in the Pokemon world. Food for thought. Yeah, hope to see you again too. Anywho. Alright, so now that we're all healed up, guys, well, we are in Pewter City, and it is the location of our very first gym, but we'll be tackling that in the next episode. In between, I'm probably going to grind up a little bit just to get Quarantine, Warbeak, and Pork Chop up into ship shape before we take it on. And, yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like, and smash that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.